Hello, hello, folks. How's it going? I should be live-ish now. I think everything is set up fine. Let me just go to my YouTubes over here. And away we go. Maybe. Let's see. Yep, we're good. All right, folks. Hey, party people, how is it going? Move a couple of things here. I've got a slightly new setup for... Come on. Whoa. Slightly new setup for things. Hey, it is Friday afternoon already. It is that time again. And that time is Friday afternoon. Yes. Oh, it isn't the BWI show. Yeah, so the thing is, I always set this up from OBS, and then I forget to set it up here. Live. Post BWI PS 18? Good enough. Yay. How was the drive back from BWI? Oh, shit. Do we want to open that kettle of fish already? I will need this beer. It was bad, y'all. So those of you who joined me last week for the Bowling Green. See, when I say B, I mean Bowling Green. For the Baltimore Pin Show. That was good times. Yeah, live from my desk chair. Yeah. That's right. That was a great show. We all had a great time, I think. Good time was had by all. There was a huge windstorm, some kind of like bomb cyclone nor'easter sort of thing. Limoncello, oh, that stuff was horrific. I mean, if the person who made that stuff is watching, which I doubt, my apologies, but that stuff was not good. I do not, that's a thing that I have decided I do not like, and that is limoncello. It is real gross. Baltimore was a great pin show. We'll totally talk about that today. It only took me about 5.5, 6 hours to get to Baltimore from my place. Coming back took me about 9 hours, a bit over, like 9.25 hours or something. It was horrific, just real bad. I changed the title, should be changed. Let's see. How's the drive back? Terrible. Oh, so the reason that it was pretty terrible was that it was... we had this bomb cyclone nor'easter thing, and so it had crazy winds, and those winds mean that things got bent over, and really it bent over like the Potomac Mills sign. I guess it was threatening the highway or some such thing. Hey, Audrey, welcome. And it was, they closed 95. So I left about noon is what time I left, because I don't know, I had to go get my car at Joseph's place. It's a whole thing. I just didn't feel like coming back. It's like, I just need to get on the road. So, the Potomac Mills mall sign got wrecked, and so they couldn't write it until the wind died down, and they like closed the whole highway and stuff. And so, means it routed me over to 81, which is this highway that goes along the other side of these mountains. It's the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is very nice, but it was not a good drive. It took forever. It was slow. It was long. I was like falling asleep. I was like trying to every hour or so I'd like stop and just kind of like go outside and shake my head, just try to like shake off the tiredness. But yeah, it wasn't great. But you know, there wasn't really any traffic was the thing. It was just so long. It's so much longer a drive. And it took me out west of Winston-Salem, which is like an hour of where it went the whole wrong direction. So it was shitty. Wasn't a big fan of that. So, let's see. Hey, Brian, welcome. And working on pens. Check that shit out. Brian Chu, go check out Reg Jag and Pen Company to see his stuff. Just one beer should have picked up limoncello. Yeah, no. Oh, so limoncello to me tastes like a terrible mix of, I don't know, Robitussin and like, what's that lemon stuff you clean furniture with? It tasted like that. It was real Pledge. It was like Pledge and Robitussin. It was real gross. I did not like that at all. It was sweet and somehow bitter at the same time. Just, it's not for me. A lot of people did like it, though. If you're like, oh, this is good. And I was like, I'll finish this, but it wasn't great. Hey, Joseph. There he is. See, Jessica Coles. How you doing? Need one of those Tesla flying cars? Yeah, I do. I want one of those. Actually, what I want is from what I've always thought would be really cool is, I don't know if y'all ever read a bunch of books. They were by Julian something, and it was the series was The Many Colored Land, and also it was related to the Nemesis series, I think is what it was called. And they had these like egg-shaped cars that had a row field around them, just like anti-gravity. It was pretty awesome. I kind of want one of those. Those sound dope. Enjoyed 3 shots of the limoncello. Boof. I did leave on Sunday. Yeah. Did I say I didn't leave? I don't know. Yeah, I left on Sunday. Yeah. Let's see. Left just over 3 and got home around 8:30, 8:45. Yeah, so Sandra beat me home. I mean, she lives in Wake Forest, and I live out closer to Greensboro. So, I mean, there's about an hour difference there, but still, it took me... I left 3 hours before she did, so... Yeah, no. Let's see. So sweet that it was bitter? I don't think so. I think it was just bitter. But I don't know. I also don't like bitter stuff. It's not my jam. Audrey loves sour things and bitter things. I don't. I don't like vinegar. I don't like sour stuff. That's a flavor profile that is not my jam. Yeah. Flying cars because Baltimore drivers aren't bad enough in 2 dimensions. Wasn't that bad. No, Penthusiast. I didn't leave Saturday. No way. No, we saw each other at the bar on Saturday night. But that's cool, man. You never sleep. It still says live from BWI? Weird. I totally told it to change it. I don't know why it would stay that still. Live. Let's see. Maybe I'll change it again. All right. Hopefully that changed the title. I can't really see the title, so we'll see how it goes. Whatever. I changed it again. Actually, I can change the title infinite times. It's not a big deal. So if we have a better title, Brandon got more familiar with each other on Sunday. Yeah. Well, Brandon got real trashed, and he was basically leaning on my shoulder as he was passed out in his chair. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't know where he got all those drinks, but too many drinks. So, yep. Don't bring the Italian limoncello on Sunday. I probably won't like it. I mean, you can bring it, but I probably won't like it. Yep. It was not good. Let's see. Oh, hey, now that I have my own color ring, how do you do your swabs? I don't want to wait until I ink each of my pins to do swabs. Yeah, fair enough. So here's how I do my swabs. I don't think I've actually ever made a video. Let me get this out of the way. I don't think I've ever actually made a video about it, but basically what I do, if I can get this letter opener, is I use a letter opener. I think I stole this method from Nathan Tardif, actually, because he uses a pocket knife. Well, all my pocket knives have blades that are too big to get into the neck of an ink sample or an ink bottle. So I use one of these, and usually I'll clean it, and then I'll dip it in an ink bottle, and then just sort of swab it on the thing. Actually, if you watch any of my ink videos, you can see me swabbing it on the paper. That's how I do it with color rings too. It's not the best method maybe, but it works. Oscar got a good 6 or 7 rum and cokes out of the Kid Rock people. The Kid Rock people didn't buy me anything. Although Eleanor was pushing she discovered old fashions. So she was pushing old fashions. But no, they didn't buy me anything. They did give Ralph a hard time outside. I had to go break that up a little bit, but otherwise they seem friendly enough. Yeah, I don't like Q-tips because Q-tips don't show shading, and I also just don't. I don't think it does a good job. So, yeah, I use some kind of blade. That's the way I go, and it works out pretty well. Yep, got a few here actually. So I actually came home pretty heavy on inks. I really didn't get any. Did I get pens? Oh, I got a couple of pens. I got a couple of Lammies. Y'all know what Lammies look like, so I won't show them. Cheap paintbrush. Yeah, paintbrush is a good idea. I can never get a dip pen to work. I never use a dip pen because the darn things will not work for me. I don't know what the secret is, but ink does not stick to those shitty things, and I hate them. I keep trying to like dip pens, and I can't do it. At least not with fountain pen ink. It's just too thin. It just comes off. I don't know if a dip pen's supposed to put all the ink in the first touch of a letter and then go away. I got a lining. What do they call it? One of those ruling pens. I can't use that either. I don't know. I've had no luck with all those things, so I just can't do it. Yeah, I don't like to... I actually don't usually write the name in the ink. I write the name in something else. I probably should write it in the ink, but I just don't. I don't have a glass dip pen because I've never been able to get a dip anything to work, so I just don't do anything with it. Yeah, Brian, y'all are having like a bunch of snow up there, aren't you? Paintbrush? Yeah, paintbrush is a cool idea. I like it. Nick uses gum arabic? What is that? Is that a thing you put in? I don't know how you do it. You need to add something to fountain pen ink to use dip pens with them, at least for... Oh, I see. You need to burn it with fire. I think I've tried that. I don't know. Why do you have to burn it? Why do you have to burn it? How does that work? Anyway, I'm not a dip pen guy. I've never gotten one to work, and it's always been a bad experience. So I just stopped using them. People like Nick who can do that are wondrous to me, because I mean, they don't use fountain pen ink mostly, but I can't do it. Oh, y'all don't have snow? I thought y'all had some crazy nor'easter that dumped like a foot or something of snow on you. Burns off the manufacturing oils. Huh. I see. Well, the thing is, I don't want to thicken the ink too much because I almost never use dip pens, so I just wouldn't do it. Hey, Christopher, welcome. Welcome. Who's my favorite philosopher? Yours is Hume. I don't know how to answer that question, who my favorite philosopher is. People ask me that a lot when they find out I'm a philosopher, or a philosophy teacher anyway, but I don't know. It's hard to... I can't pick a favorite. I don't have a favorite. But Hume is fun. I like Hume. Yep. I was reading some Rawls earlier today. He's good. I'll be reading some Nozick soon. I like him. I do a lot of political philosophy, social philosophy, that kind of stuff, so... You'll never get the ink to stick to the nib unless you remove the oil from the surface. So how do you know that there's oil on the surface? Like, is there just always oil on it? Do they re-oil themselves? I don't understand why they got to be so darn complicated. Like, why can't they just work? Let's see. So this is my ruling pen guy. I'm gonna burn it. Oh. I've been cleaning up my office, so things are a little bit in disarray, but also my desk has so much more space on it right now. Nick says don't use fire. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna. This isn't. It's not gonna make this more. There we go. Burning. Fire is being applied. I don't know how much fire you need. It's not catching fire. There's no smoke. Anyway. Not the ruling pen? Well, it's too late now. Too late now. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. We'll see how it goes. I'll say they're here to cool. But fire for zebra nibs. I don't have any of those. I've got some Esterbrook nibs. I've got some Speedball nibs. What's this one? This is an Esterbrook radio pen nib. Oops, just dropped that. I've got some random nibs around, but I just never use it. Never use it. Don't set the alcohol on fire. See, he's rubbing alcohol or spit. Well, I don't want to spit in my ink, so I'm not going to do that. That sounds like a bad idea. I would think alcohol would get rid of the oil. That seems like what that would be for. It's not a good show unless there's fire. Well, and this is maybe the first time there's been fire, so all my other shows have been crap, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, this is cool enough to touch now. Let's see how's this. That's good. All right. Should I try to write something? Do I have some paper I can write on? Yes. All right. Let's find a thing to write on. And I need some ink. If only I had some ink around. Let's use this. I'm going to try this Krishna Jungle Volcano stuff because it's already pretty thick. In this episode, Mike burns down the house. Audrey, don't look. Use alcohol to flame sterilize stuff. Yeah, that'll work. Have I seen Jim cleanse? Yeah, I've seen that for sure. I mean, I clean nibs when I work on them too, but... Ooh. So the problem with super saturated inks like this is... I don't know if you can see it. You see that dust? That dust will immediately turn back into extreme amounts of orange ink if you get any water near it. So now I got to find a place to put the dust. This is an expanding problem, y'all. First I talk about how my drive was terrible, and then I try to burn things, and then now I've got ink dust. All right. Audrey's fine with fire. She ain't scared. She used to have like a Bunsen burner sitting around in front of her and didn't, you know. Paul Antonio made a video about how he prepares his nibs. He cleans them with his saliva. I believe it, but I don't want to. Every time I get trouble with something, we should just ask Audrey because she knows how to fix things. That's probably true. And actually, I've heard this like burn it and lick it thing before, but just ink never seems to stick to anything, even if I burn it and lick it. All right. Oops, I'm going to crank these down a little bit closer. It's pretty far away. You have to be the nib? To be it? I don't know if I can be a nib. I am what I am, Penthusiast. All right. I mean, ink is coming off it now. It's not great, though. I don't know. This may not be a thing. I'm not going to lick the nib. I don't want to get my spit and beer. Beer is made with yeast, by the way. I'm not going to put yeast into an ink. That seems like a good way to get fuzz. Yeah, no. It looks like garbage. Nothing is... Like, I just dipped this in there. Nothing is coming off. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably just going to give that away to somebody who wants it. I don't know. I think I'm going to give up on dipping nibs ever. Better stick it in the ink and lick it, taste the ink. No, Chris. I'm not going to do that, Chris Rapp 52. Nope. Not going to do it. Yeah, Audrey knows more about everything than I do. That's a truth of the world, so... Yeah. Here's a pic of Bender dimming how to be the nib. I don't know what that means. Bring it Sunday, I'll try it. Yeah, sure. It's fine. Well, I mean, I can wipe it off, but I'm not gonna... I don't know. It's not gonna get all the germies off of it. All right, whatever. I'll clean this stupid ruling pen later. I thought this was gonna be a cool thing to do, and it's just... It's not great. Like, I'm always watching videos of people doing folded nib stuff and looking at folded nib stuff, and it all seems fine. And it's never good. Never good. So if you're like, hey, I want to know what Mike is terrible at, here's the thing Mike is shit at, and that is anything having to do with dip nibs. I have no idea. Also try with, I don't know what that is. Gouache? Gouache? I don't know what that is. Hey, JJ, welcome. Bijou, you are real picky. Fine, I'll turn the camera away from the window. There. But now I've lost all my desk space and the camera's right in my face. Let's see. Move this back. We rearrange it. Let me rearrange it for Sarah here. There. How's that? Better? I'm gonna move this in a little bit. There we go. All right. Yeah, I can't like lock the exposure on this camera or anything. It's just my stupid webcam. All right, better. Where are the pets? Clipsy is down here on the floor, over this way. Mr. Nose is in the doorway, walking away. I just took Scraggles on a walk a little bit ago, so she is probably in bed. That's what she likes to do. So, get Brian to make you a folded parallel. Aren't parallels already kind of like that? Watercolor is so big. Oh. Huh. Cool. It's basically flashing yours. That was my new rave podcast, Sarah. That was my new rave. Don't break the fourth wall. All right, Penthusiast. Glad you got home. Hope you weren't typing and driving. Enjoy getting some stuff to eat. We'll see. Yeah, it's got to be more opaque watercolor. Elsewise, it'd be kind of easy. Or I guess hard to read. Yep. I just had to remove a couple of stickers from my laptop because I have a couple of stickers I want to put on there. These are stickers I showed off a while ago. I just never bothered to put them on. I tell you, these vinyl stickers are tough to remove. So Oh, moving the camera. Yeah, yeah. Michael, no, I don't have a favorite philosopher. Nope. No favorites. It's not a thing I have. Yeah, yeah. Less transparent is more opaque. Well, I'm trying to fix this camera stand. All right. Yeah. So stuff I got at the Pen Show. That's not from the Pen Show. One thing I got was another set of Colorverse. Don't remove the stickers to build up a thick sticker later. This one I didn't like. It was in a weird place, and I have another, so I'm not worried about it. First thing I got was another set of Colorverse, and the ones I got were these. This is Dark Energy. You've all seen how the Colorverse inks come with the big bottle and the small bottle and all the stuff in the little packet. That's Dark Energy with its cool little teardrop bottle. Team No Stickers. Well, I was Team No Stickers for a long time, but only because I didn't really have stickers. And then I got some stickers, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to put them on a notebook, because a notebook I don't use all that much, and I don't take it places. I'll never see it, so I just put it on my laptop here. So whatever. Besides, that's what all the cool cats do, I hear. Yeah. So I get the Noodler's show color. I never saw the Noodler's show color actually. So I never got it. So here's the Colorverse Dark Energy, which, as you can see, has a bit of a sheen to it, and that sheen is kind of greenish. There's the sort of purpley maroony color of the ink, and then it's got a bit of a green sheen. It's not so much sheen that you can't tell the color of the ink. It's actually kind of like, it's a little bit like Franklin Christoph's Sweet Maroon, but it's darker, I think, and it has way more sheen. So yeah, that's Dark Energy, and it's pretty cool. I like it. Use fire to remove stickers. That's a terrible idea. Use oil. I actually used, I don't have it here. I just used Goo Gone. It came off real easy. It wasn't a problem. You just peel them off with your finger and then get the rest of the glue off with that stuff. Goo Gone. Rubbing orange peel is a safe way. Yeah, that stuff's good too. So yeah, I didn't have any problem with that. But now I'm just kind of, I want to make sure I clean off the back of this screen real well. It's actually the screen I'm looking at, so that there's no oil on there. It doesn't keep the new sticker from sticking. Man, Sandra, you got all the colors, didn't you? New Noodlers, huh? What color is it? I never even saw it. I did get the Organic Studio ink from the show, which is, here it is. This is Ernest Hemingway's. Ernest Hemingway's Santiago Sea Blue, which is a very long name for an ink. It is the whole side of the ink here. And it's put on here. On my monitor, actually, it's looking more blue than it is. It's kind of a teal, sort of a tealy green. I wasn't going to get any, but then Audrey said, you know, we need to get that one. So I did. It's another Sheen Monster ink. I don't know if it's going to flow at all. I haven't put it in anything yet. But you can sort of, so I can get the light just right, you can see past the sheen. It's like a bit of a teal. It's like a teal that leans extra green. So, yeah, I don't know. It's mostly sheen. The base color seems to be kind of sheen. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. You like Zhivago? Yeah, it's a little bit like Zhivago. Oh, you mean the Noodlers? Yeah, maybe so. And then I got a couple of samples, and this was samples off the PIF table, actually, the Pay It Forward table. By the way, if you go to a pen show, check out the Pay It Forward table, because they have like ink samples and pens and all kinds of stuff. Like there were a couple of TWSBI Ecos showing up on the like free pens table, which was kind of cool. Yeah, I know. People say to dilute it, but if I dilute it, then remove sheen with fire. Man, David, you got all the answers. But if I do that, then when I like review it, I'm not reviewing the actual ink. I'm actually reviewing a diluted ink. So I try not to do that. And also, I just never know how much to dilute it. It's a whole thing. I just want the ink to work, damn it. That's all I want. Oh, man. Audrey, Audrey and your oily hands. I'll come back to your oily hands in here in a sec. This is another one I got. This is a Krishna ink called Myrtle. I got a little sample jar of this, or a sample vial of it. And this ink, why am I not getting enough light? It's because there's too much light behind me, probably. That's better. This is kind of like the color of crepe myrtles, a little bit. That's what it reminds me of. And then it's got like this cool goldish sheen, like greenish gold sheen just around the edges, which is pretty cool. I wish I'd gotten a bottle of this. We'll see how it flows, but right now I wish I'd gotten a bottle of this because this is really cool. And then I got Goldfish Gold, which does kind of look a little bit like goldfish, I guess, but it doesn't look gold to me. It's kind of a yellow brown. It's not really a gold, but it's pretty cool. Super Sheen inks give you a headache after a while, huh? Weird. Weird. Yeah, Piff represent indeed. Oh, and then this is the only non-Lamy. I did get a couple of Lamy pens. I got a good deal on a Lamy Flame, which is like one from 2003 or 2004 or something with orange body and a red clip. It's pretty cool. And then this is the other pen I got, and I actually showed it last week at the show, so I'm not going to do too much with it here. But this is the Paper Skater Galaxy, and the reason I said I was going to talk about Audrey and her oily fingers. Audrey she is a nail blogger, and so her hands are always well moisturized because they have to be. But that also means they're greasy, and every time she touches something, I swear, it like slips out of my hands. Like I can't use the remote after she uses it. And then this is what the section looks like, and I've actually only gotten the section like just now to where I can actually use it because Audrey had it in her hand. It was so slippery. So ladies or dudes, if you moisten up your hands before you try to use one of these metal section pens, it just gets slippery and then you can't hold on to the damn thing. But I'm actually shocked by how much I like to write with this. So this is pretty good. These are like $30, so definitely check these out. Definitely check these out. They are good. Anyway, so that was kind of my haul from the show. I think that's all I got. I'm looking around my computer because there's a stack of, and I got a bottle of blue water ice. I got that from Federalist Pens because everybody was out. Krishna pens put you off with how little they resist water. I've only used one so far, and it's at Jungle Volcano. I've actually got the review written. I just haven't done the video for it yet. And that one puts me off because it gives me hard starts constantly. Like if you write with it, once you get it started, it's great. But it's just a super pain in the ass to get started every single time, and it pisses me off. So I might have to try to dilute that one. I don't know. Most inks aren't very water resistant though, so that's not really a surprise. But did I get a seed? No, I didn't get the A5 seed because I don't have an A5 to put in it. All of my A5 books are, at least I think all of my A5 books are like top bound and not sides, so I just don't have anything to put in it. I know he'll have more later, and so I let other people get those. He only brought like 5 or 6, so yep. Yeah, I hate hard starts too. They're terrible. They are terrible. Krishna ink is too new. It's not actually that new. It's been around for a long time elsewhere, just not here. Jungle Volcano worked well in all the pens you've put it in. I've got it in this pen and this pen. One of them is broad, the other one's like a fine or a medium or somewhere in between that. Stupid Bach doesn't label their nibs, but it stops both of these pens constantly. So I haven't put it in a music nib or whatever, but ugh. Do I know of any nibmeisters in the UK? I do not. Sorry, I don't. But yeah, I've only had bad experience with, I mean, it looks cool once you get it going. It looks great. It's a beautiful ink, but Jungle Volcano just will not friggin' write. I hate it when that happens. It drives me nuts. Especially if you have your pens and you're trying to like loan them, like give them to somebody and say, hey, try this thing out, and they put the nib on the paper and nothing comes out of it. Like that is so frustrating. I know it's frustrating for them. It's frustrating for me because I just handed somebody a thing to try. It's just a huge pain in the ass. Works well on a fudge nib. I don't know what that is. You mean Fude? Is that an autocorrect? I mean, probably works well on a Fude. Fudes are supposed to be real wet. Grumble Volcano? Yeah, you do. I do want. Let's see. If only I could get that one to do decently in a parallel. You might be able to get it to do fine in a parallel. I mean, parallels are usually pretty wide open. I've only got one. It's not with a huge parallels. It's a fairly small parallel. But, yeah. So yeah, 2 ink reviews coming up. One is Krishna's Jungle Volcano, which is going to be like, long story short, I love the way it looks, but I don't love the way it works. And the other one is Roaring Klingner's Lily on the sketch ink. And while the bottle is a bit obscene, there's like full frontal illustrated nudity on the bottle, which is weird. The ink is great. I really like it. And I'm pretty much out of it, unfortunately. There's like a little bit left in here. This pen is kind of out of it, but it's great ink. I'm really enjoying it. Had that recently with Diamine Majestic Blue. I'm glad it was only a sample. I'm done with that ink. Majestic Blue is a pretty wet ink, I think, but yeah, that Super Sheen does kind of gum stuff up sometimes. If I use Grumble Volcano and do like Smurfs Pink, can I name it Gargamel? Maybe. think you should name it. You should put it in something Italian and call it Bowser. Grumble Volcano is a Mario Kart track. There's a good idea for a UK Nibmeister, difficult to get a hold of. Yep. Ink, why you know right? Yeah, that's right. Those French? I don't know about the French. Cats are making a fuss back there. That's what they are up to. So, anyway, so that was what that was pretty much my haul from Baltimore. Anyway, sorry, Audrey, I spoiled your joke. So yeah, no, I didn't do much damage there, except for I think I probably spent more money on food than anything else. Baltimore turns out to be a pretty expensive place to eat, which is weird, but you know. See, Michelle laughed. There you go. You weren't alone on that one, Audrey. Yep. So, I've been having a good time watching all of the like the hauls and stuff from BWI. I don't know, we're all nerds one way or the other. Oh yeah, no, we're all deep nerds. We're sitting here watching some random guy drink a local beer. This is K-Bar Brown. This is one of the last K-Bars, and talk about pens more or less. So, I was actually getting ready for the show today and that kind of stuff. And the only place you spent more than $10 at the sports bar on Saturday, dude. The only place I went where I didn't have to drop a ton of money was at I went to Jimmy John's one day for lunch because I'm just like, I'm not going to the pizza place and spending 15 or 16. I think it was like $16 for a smallish pizza. It was pretty good, but you know, $16 for a little thin crust pizza is not exactly a deal. Then we went to Luna del C or something like that, which the food was really good, but it was like $25 for a plate, and there wasn't really anything cheaper. We went to this place called I don't know, it was another pizza place that was kind of close to there. It was like pizza and pasta, but everything was expensive there too. I mean, it was fine, but everything was kind of expensive. I was, you know, a little disappointed. I should have hung out with you, Bijou. Yeah, downtown prices. I'm not really shocked, but I mean, it's, you know, whatever. It's fine. Not a big deal. I didn't really have to pay for a hotel, so that was cool. Need to venture out, great and cheap. I don't know where any of that stuff is, and so the groups I was with just kind of picked a place. I don't really know any places. Didn't make the show due to the storm. Now you all make me jealous. Yeah, sorry, JJ. Sorry you couldn't go. But yeah, the storm was nothing to mess with. So, yep. Well, I just kind of went wherever other people went. I didn't want to go by myself, and I don't know, it seemed like the big groups were going wherever, so I just kind of went with them. I don't like to go out to eat by myself. There are a couple of things I don't like to do by myself. One of them is eat, and the other one is go to movies. I hate doing both of those things by myself, so I just don't. So I'll pay a little extra to hang out with people I like, and I got to hang out with people I liked both nights, so that was cool. Not a big deal. But yeah, I spent more money on food, I think, than I did on inks. Well, that's actually not true, because that Colorverse is like, those Colorverse inks are like $36 or something, so $32, I don't know, they're kind of expensive. Yeah, if I'd seen euros, I would have been all about that. And I saw people, like pictures of people who went to Ethiopian, but I didn't get to go to that either. I do like Ethiopian food, so, you know, hopefully I'll get to go to one of those next time, but didn't work out this time. Yeah, Luna del C. Luna del C is weird. I don't know why they didn't just use Luna del Mar or something like that, but I don't know. Also, everything was kind of packed on Saturday night because of the Kid Rock concert. We tried to go to some other place, and it was packed, and so we were just looking for a place that was close, like within walking distance, that wouldn't be packed and could take like 10 people at a time. It's a whole thing going out with groups. So anyway, whatever. It's cool. Inky hands and Ethiopian food. I mean, look, your bread comes off all colory, but it's fine. Ethiopian was right next to the Gentleman's Club. I did see that one. What's your opinion on pen companies making watches? I only know of one that's doing that, and that's Visconti. And I hope their watch quality is better than their pen quality. to throw a little shade. I think those watches look rad, but they're so expensive. By yourself is lonesome. Yeah, I hate that. I would probably just go hungry rather than eat by myself. I hate it so much. It's the worst. Just the worst. But you just gotta like make friends at a pin show, and we're mostly very friendly, so you can just kind of come and hang out with us. You know, put the Luna C and Luna Del C. Well, to be fair, I did have a very good Cajun chicken with that was like stuffed with crab imperial and stuff. It was pretty darn good. So, you know, it was fun. The walk was treacherous. Poor Jim Rouse took quite the tumble. Almost rolled into traffic. That was rough. Montblanc and Montegrappa make watches. I didn't know Montegrappa made watches. I had no idea. I don't actually have any problem with people making a diverse range of products, honestly. I don't know. I think judge the product on its own. I don't really care. Hey, Federico. What's up? We might be scary. There might be fire. That's true. Yep. Clearly, I do need to hang out more with you, Sarah. As long as my screen is not flashing. You ever heard about Jim's tumble? Oh yeah, he was a little bit achy on Sunday actually because he took a spill, tripped over a railroad track. It's one of those things where the railroad tracks like in the street. He's kind of tripped over one. I think he might have gotten picked up by the wind and thrown, but he claims he tripped, so I'm going to go with that, I guess. Monograph make matching watches for Chaos. Oh, that's terrible. Chaos and Pirate pens are pretty gnarly all on their own. So, yeah. No, pen people are not scary. It's always good to make friends at a pen show. Get to know some vendors, get to know some other... Yeah, trolley tracks. Well... They weren't trolleys exactly. They were like, I don't know, light rails. But yeah, same kind of thing. A few of us are going to Cowfish during the Triangle show. I don't know what a cowfish is. But yeah, I might be into that. It's cool with me. I do like cheap and delicious tacos. So that sounds good. And yeah, I will be at Atlanta. So yeah, for sure. I'm into that. Especially cheap and delicious taquerias. Or really any kind of taquerias. Cool with that. So for yourself, I could be Bela Lugosi's twin. I don't know what that means. Oh, I know someone roast me, but I don't even consider Montblanc a pen company anymore. Same with the new Conklin. Well, I mean, the new Conklin is a pen company, but it's also just Jaffa. I don't know. Google the restaurant is yummy. Well, since Sarah made me move my computer, it's hard for me to Google things. Let's see. Cowfish, you say? Raleigh would be easy because I actually have a car because that's my local show. I actually have no idea what faux is. That's not a thing around here, so I don't actually even know what it is. So I don't know what good or, I mean, I don't know what that is. Sushi burger bar? That sounds weird. That sounds like this fusion sort of thing that shouldn't be done. But the burger on the front page looks kind of, I don't know, it looks kind of inedible. Honestly. I don't even know what it is. It's too tall. It is too tall. But, you know, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm up for whatever. Fusion restaurants are weird, and I don't really approve of them. I wish they would quit doing that crap. Just make a kind of food, thanks. Just make a kind of food. This is where I have the camera most weeks, it's true. I don't even know what that means, JJ. Delicious Vietnamese noodle soup. Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean, is that pho? Is that what that is? I don't know. I don't like soup. So that might not be the best place to take me. I mean, I'll eat whatever. I don't like soup. Am I coming to Colorado? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Think Daffy Duck and then say pho? I refuse to do that. I'm not going to eat anything that has that name. not going to go to a food restaurant. That sounds terrible. I don't want that. So, just got an Oshino double bra turn into an architect grind, huh? Good. Glad you like that. Take a snooze. I don't. I can't use architect nibs. Is my sad serial. Let me turn it this way a little bit more. Yeah, I can't. I don't use architect nibs really because my rotation of my hand just doesn't work with them. I've only got one, and that's a Blade Turk, and it works pretty well. But that's only because it's very, very fine and not particularly sharp. So it works out pretty well. But don't like soup. That's kind of a broad category write-off. Yeah, I know. I just don't like soup that much. There are very few soups that I'm into. I know Audrey loves soup, and I just don't understand why. I don't think it's a meal. It's not. It's like a drink with stuff in it. I'm fine with a stew, but I think a stew isn't necessarily a soup. I like a chili, but that chili better not be like a soup, or I'm not eating it. That means you've done chili wrong. Pho does not sound amazing. It sounds like soup that I have to say weird, so I don't really care. Bold stances. Yeah, man. A broad Blade Turk? I don't think you can have a broad Blade Turk. I thought those were just fine and extra fines. I didn't think you made them broad. I think it's just the Turk. The Blade Turk's like the real tiny one, right? I don't know. JJ says Mont Blanc got away from their true roots of being a pin company for all and moved into the super rich yuppie market. I don't know. Have they ever been cheap? Were they ever pens for everybody? I don't know. They've always been like a luxury brand as far as I know. But I don't really know the history of Mont Blanc. I'm not just a big fan, so I don't know. Meat and beans and chili. So I grew up in Texas, which is only meat. You never have beans and chili, but I tend to make just bean chilies recently just because, I don't know, it's better for the environment or whatever, and I don't need all the meat. But I'm okay with all the things in chili. I don't really mind. I'm not that big of a picky chili guy. I think chili in lots of forms is cool. But I don't like I don't like when it's soupy. It shouldn't be soupy. It should be thick. You gotta simmer a chili until it's thick. If it's a watery chili, it's not a chili. It's kind of gross. Does a double broad marking on architect nib annoy you? That just tells you what it started out life with. I mean, you're not going to have a nib that says architect on it. They don't make those as a factory sort of thing. Oliver, if you're talking to me, he asks, do you hold your pins more horizontally or vertically when you write? Are architect nibs better for people who hold their pins in a particular angle? The tricky thing for architects is, Texan. The tricky thing with architects is not necessarily angle so much, but rotation. So if you turn your nibs like slightly off of, so basically when you write with an architect, instead of having a ball, you have a very hard wedge. And so if you get off the side of that wedge, it just doesn't write, or else it catches depending on your angle of attack. So you need to be very careful to write up and down because it's a very narrow wedge and the ink is only coming out of the bottom of this wedge. So it's not good if you rotate, and I tend to rotate a little bit. So, but the best thing to do if you're going to get an architect is to have it made like in front of you, because your writing angle can matter. And so a good nibsmith will, watch you write and then grind it to your angle, and that'll be for you. Yeah, just like JJ says here. I don't like that many soups either, but good tomato soup with cheese diced in it, that's yummy. Yeah, tomato soup I'm really on the fence about. Like, I like tomato soup actually as a dip just fine. Like, if I'm eating it with a toasted cheese sandwich or something, that's kind of classic. And I'll like dip a sandwich in it, but then it's like a dip. It's not a soup. Like, eating a bowl of soup with a spoon is kind of, I don't like it. I mean, ask Audrey. I drain the juice out of my ramen. I don't eat ramen as a soup. I eat it as noodles. I love noodles. I just don't like soup. Only like vintage Mont Blanc. I couldn't even tell the difference between vintage and current Mont Blanc. I don't know enough about them. It's just a thing I don't know about. They're very expensive, and I just haven't gotten into that. Have any manufacturers ever made a stock architect? I don't think so. At least not as far as I know, Joseph. I think that it's like a custom grind only. Mm-hmm. Yeah, photos will do it there. Take a snooze. How do you limit rotating? By the time you realize I'm at the end of a sentence, time to start over? Yeah, so taco soup is gross. Like, if you dissolve bread in my soup, gross. Ugh, so gross. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's not good. Not for me. So yeah, I don't know, the way to do it is to be very conscious of every stroke. So I don't know, think about it like the dip pen folks do, where, you know, rotation. I've had people comment on rotationist videos and stuff, and I'm talking about nibs, and they're like, man, it just makes me laugh when people say they're not paying attention to their nib angle because it's a thing you do. There's no bread in taco soup. There's like taco chips or tortilla chips or something in it, or strips or something. It just turns into mush. Another bold stance. I don't like taco soup. That is it is an affront to tacos. Take that. You love soup, just broth. Yeah, Audrey loves all the variations of noodles and soups. If it's a noodle and a soup or a soup, she's in that. Yeah, most of what Audrey talks about here is not pens. That's fine. That's fine. How do I feel about milk and cereal? I don't put milk in my cereal. I eat cereal dry because it's like a cold soup with mushy bread in it. I don't like that. I don't like it. Now, I have been occasionally known to put milk on. And this thing, it's so long I can't even remember the thing. What's the thing where you got like flakes and raisins and shit? Anyway, that kind of cereal. I'm okay with putting a little milk on that, but only if you eat it quick. Raisin Bran. I'll put a little milk on Raisin Bran sometimes, but not much. What is sushi soup? I don't know. It sounds gross. I wonder if Hebrew calligraphy may have something made like an architect. Yeah, maybe. Or those who write in Hebrew and that sort of thing. Oh, you said Hebrew. Or Arabic. Yeah, possibly. All right, Joseph, see you later. Say hi to the wife and Edie for me. Hashtag no milk and cereal. That is the thing Audrey and I agree on. Yeah, dry cereal is where it's at. Raisin Bran, correct. Sort of, David. Some of the adventures been made. Israel have a slight art grind to them. Well, that's fun. I've never seen one of those, but that sounds neat. So maybe there are some old ones that have an architectish sort of thing going on. Sushi soup. Oof. It sounds not great. I like sushi just fine. I've got no problem with sushi. Just, you know. You don't like miso soup with all the tofu and algae in it? I'm not 100% sure I've ever had that. Probably not. I do like, and maybe Audrey or somebody else can tell me what it is, but I like that soup that we get at the Japanese place, Audrey, the hibachi place down the way. I think that's good, but that's just like a sort of thin, salty broth. Maybe it's miso. I don't know. It's like a thin, salty broth with like some chives in it or something. Hebrew grind and architects is the same thing. Oh, so miso soup. Yeah, I like that. I've never had it with tofu in it. Just like chives and little bits of. Yeah, pretty much chives. Yeah, so Hebrew, Arabic, and architect grind are all the same thing. All right, well, that's a soup that I can get behind. I actually like that soup quite a lot. That's fine. And there's also a soup we used to get at that the Vietnamese place in Greensboro, Audrey, and I can't remember. Oh no, it wasn't soup. It wasn't. It might have been a soup. Sometimes you got your soup, sometimes you didn't. But I like that. Let's see. Do I like cross fountain pens? And do you have any ideas why people never talk about them? People don't talk about cross fountain pens that much because the quality is generally thought of as being kind of dodgy. I've liked several cross fountain pens, but the nibs can be a little bit weird. I like the ATX. I think that's a nice pen. The Townsend is kind of nice if you can get over the giant cap action. Then there's another one. I forget. I got my mom one for her birthday several years ago, but I like it pretty well. No, it wasn't pho. I would get a curry actually. It was like a type of curry. It's a delicious it was a curry made with seitan. It was great. But no pho. Pho? That. You drink soy milk without cereal. Yeah, I don't really drink milk. I'm a little bit lactose intolerant. I just don't drink milk. I used to have almond milk around the house, but I don't even have that anymore because I just never use it. But I don't know. I think cross fountain pens, I think people mostly see them as being a thing that they put in like Staples or something. It's not really that good. But I've had several that were quite good, so I don't really have a problem with them. Although, that said, I don't think I have any currently. Let's see, Analytic versus Continental. I'm an Analytic philosophy guy. I don't really do Continental. That's a whole different kettle of fish. I've got some good friends that do Continental, but it's not my jam. Century 2. It has, okay, cool. Yeah, Century 2. That's might be the other one. Yeah, sounds good. People talk about people not talking about cross pens. That is true. Every couple of weeks, somebody will ask why people don't talk about cross pens. I think that's it. Have I tried the Cross Peerless 125 with the Sailor nib? I have tried it. I don't have one because those are also hideously expensive. But each one comes to the dealer with like a big case full of nibs. It's pretty great. And the nibs are what you would expect. They're Sailor nibs. So they're good. The pen itself is real big and kind of heavy, I think. But you know, it's a statement piece for sure. It's not a subtle nib at all. So. Stumbled on some integrated vintage cross pens at Paul's table and were shocked that it was cross. Is that the silver one with the odd cap? Because I've always like been tempted to buy one of those. I just haven't done it. Those do look cool. And usually Paul will have a couple, or On will have a couple, and they look pretty cool. Yeah. I don't remember what it was called, and all I remember is that it has an integrated nib and it's a like it's got an odd cap. That's all I remember. I don't remember what it was called. They're pretty cool. Yep. Man, that was my neck cracking. I actually just inked up this pen, which is a pen you can't really get anymore. This is the Anderson Pens exclusive version of the Franklin Christoph 03. Has a little AP engraved in the back, and it's in this like blue acrylic that they actually don't make anymore. That's why you can't get them anymore. And I actually just inked this one up, and I've had a nib in here that I didn't really love for a while. So I put a nib in here that I do love, which is a broad stub. So broad and so stub. And then I inked this up with Dark Energy, and that looks beautiful, and it makes me remember why I like this pen so much. So, you know, sometimes if you're not loving a pen, throw a different nib in there, and you might like it. That's a cool thing you can do with a bunch of these nibs. Or a bunch of these pens that have exchangeable nibs. All right, what else you got? Let's see. I think the Andersons do more exclusive with Sailor anymore. Well, I mean, there might be some other things coming up soon. I know that there are some other things in the works, but I don't know any other particulars because Brian doesn't even tell me, and we've been friends for years and years. But, you know. I think the reason that the Andersons stopped doing the previous run of Franklin Christophs is because the acrylic is gone. So maybe something else will be happening in the future. But I don't know. Yeah, they're definitely doing more exclusive with Sailor, and that's because they can. And they're a big Sailor vendor, so you know that's kind of cool. And I like their Sailor exclusives. I've got the slate blue over here. I didn't buy the peacock one, but the slate blue is real nice. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do next. I know they're in the works on something, but they won't tell me anything else except that there's another thing coming. So I don't know. Stub, Sig, or CI? For me, like my favorite is the broad Sig or the medium Sig. This is actually a broad stub, which originally came on my Panther 40. My Panther 40 right now has a flex nib in it, so you know. Well, what else? Oh, have I ever had the furniture of a pen replaced? No, I haven't. That sounds like it would be a big pain in the butt. And I don't have any pens that I want to do that with, but I know you can. At least with some pens, as long as you can take the clip off, but I haven't done it. What's the beer this week? This is Railhouse Brewery's K-Bar Brown. I actually bought this because our friend Nick was a K-Bar guy for a while. I guess he worked for the company or something, selling big K-Bars to the troops. And also, that's the knife I use to open packages on my unboxings. So, you know. Let's see. I put Dark Energy in a 45 with a BCI. It's awesome. I believe you. I believe you. What's the beer? Let's see. My jeweler has done some replating for some of my vintage pens. Yeah, that's cool. That's the person to take it to, I would think, as a jeweler. I guess it's not that hard as long as you can disassemble the nib or disassemble the stuff. Have you had them replate like nibs or anything? Because I bet that would be harder to do. Received a Lamy 2000 double oblique, a double broad oblique. Awesome. I want one of those pretty bad. You can't get them in the U.S., at least not main market. You have to buy them from Germany. I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, that's a great nib. I've used them a couple of times and they're real cool. Wish I didn't have a gold FC extra fine. Wish it was something else. I mean, the thing you can do is you can just sell it off. Plenty of people are willing to buy those. And they actually, Franklin-Christoph actually sells their gold nibs at a price that's cheap enough that you can resell them, I think, for full price probably. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I'd say get another thing. Wish you got in the Peacock. I get it. I don't know why. I don't remember why I didn't. But yeah, I missed that one. I may have just hesitated too long or something. Chicago Blue Pro Gear starting the rumor mill. Oh, you mean for Andersons? I don't know. That would be cool. I haven't done a Pro Gear yet. They've been doing 1911s, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but that would be cool. I would like a Blue Pro Gear. I'd probably buy that. Would I buy it? The markup on those is pretty steep. So I don't know, maybe. We'll see. But also, I don't know if they're doing a Pro Gear. I don't know why they haven't done a Pro Gear. Maybe Sailor doesn't let you? Are there any exclusive Pro Gears? Yeah, there's some pink ones. Yeah. I don't know. Just have to stock the Andersons in the Chicago Pin Store. It's only 15 blocks away. That's awesome. Supernova and a Sailor Fresca Supernova. Is that another one of the Cosmos inks? Or rather, Colorverse? That sounds cool. Medium fine is a little bit, like, that's a pretty narrow nib. That's what Audrey usually gets on hers from Japan, but I like the broads. Broad's my go-to for Sailor. Although I have more fine mediums, but, whatever. 140 on eBay for one mic. The vendor sells all 8 Lamy 2000 nib choices. Oh, that sounds cool. I think you just buy it from the from Lamy, right? So don't bother when you talk swapping nibs. Maybe think of swapping that extra fine. Yeah, you might as well. Bye, Audrey. See you later. Don't pick up pho on Pizza Friday. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. I mean, you can have pho if you want, but I'm going to have pizza because it's Pizza Friday. Know that there's tons of dozen Japanese store exclusive Pro Gears. Yeah, there are a bunch of them. Yeah, I always forget about those. Have you taken a look at Rabbitosh's new shimmery inks? You know what? I haven't. I don't think I've even seen pictures of most of them. So, nope, I haven't. My ink backlog is kind of extreme, so I've been trying to not ask for too many inks, although I keep buying more inks. Nose, you want to be on TV? Come here, Nose. Come on. Come on. Jump up. Come on. There we go. Here's a Mr. Nose. That's a tail. Don't put your butt on TV. That's not cool. There he is. That's a good girl. Boy. That's a good boy. Yeah. Where are you going? You know you want to be held. What kind of pizza? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll see how it goes. Maybe it's Japan. Yeah, you never know with Sailor. They're a bit wonky with who they allow to have what and that kind of stuff. Do you really have to rub the microphone? If you're going to, you got to purr into it. People like that. Yeah. Pen Chalet has new limited edition Robert Osterly inks. They look wonderful, huh? Nice. What is your favorite modern and vintage fountain pen? My favorite fountain pen is still my Franklin-Christoph Panther 40. There's a lot of like sentimental value and stuff in that one. As far as vintage stuff, I don't really do vintage. I've got a few vintage pens, but I wouldn't say any of them are my favorite. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I really haven't dived into the vintage pool much. My favorite is, where did I put it? I moved my big Franklin-Christoph pen case to make room. My favorite is this Parker 51 because this was my grandfather's, and so that's why this is my favorite one because it's got that family history. I do have an Esterbrook, and I like it pretty well. I have had it inked. I have used it, Jesse. It's still not going to be my favorite though. I always feel like I'm going to break the darn thing. It's so like little and fragile feeling. I don't know, but I don't know. I know your favorite is Esterbrook, Jesse. How old does a pen have to be to be considered vintage? I don't know if there's a hard line. I think it's got to be a real wavy line. 25 years? I don't know. Like that seems maybe not long ago enough, but yeah, something like that. I was thinking 30 or 40, so 25 is right around there. That seems fine. I don't think there's a I don't know if there's a good reason to make like hard lines about that sort of thing, you know? So, all right, David. Yeah, save some battery, man. Thanks for showing up. And yeah, you should use Fire to recharge your phone. You should use Fire. Yeah, when I come to Chicago, Jesse, I might bring my my poor beleaguered Esterbrook desk pen to have you take a look at. Maybe take home and fix or something, because I still haven't found a section that's the right size. What do I think of the new Pinender nib, pins with the soft nib? I haven't written with any. Those pins are not... let's see. 25 is vintage, 50 is classic, 100 is antique. Yeah, cool. What do I think of them? I haven't used one, so I don't really think much of it at all, honestly. I think those pins look okay. They look fine. They don't look good enough for me to jump in and buy any, though, so... Want to jump down? Cool. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, use Fire. That's the way to go. Yeah. Vintage, classic, antique. Sure. That seems fine. What about the bubble wrap Pinender? Penny. I don't even know how to say the word, actually, now that I'm saying it over and over again. I'm vintage, but not quite classic. Yeah, I'm somewhere in between. So, yeah, I don't know the bubble wrap one. I'm not familiar. I've seen them at shows, but they don't call to me, so I haven't gone for it. Maybe one day I'll get one, but that won't be today. And nobody's offered to give me one for review either. Oh, the honeycomb cutouts? Is that a pine? Oh, you know what? I never even saw that one now that I think of it. I don't think I did. I don't think I've ever even seen it. Official name is Honeycomb. Let's see if I can find it with a quick Google. I put in there Pinender Honeycomb, and I get like 3. There are only 3 results. One of them is something about surfboard fins. Another one is some badge thing from eBay, and the other one is about combs. Maybe I misspelled Pinender. Nope. I get nothing on Google, so I don't even know. I don't even know. Looks like bubble wrap. Yeah. I don't know. One of these days I'll get around to looking at it. I know people have posted links, but I kept forgetting to look at them, so I just never saw them. It's been a busy week. It's one of those weird things where it's spring break, but I'm still busy all the time, and I don't really know what day it is. I only know about today being Pizza Friday because I woke up this morning. I was like, there's got to be a thing I'm supposed to do today. And then somebody on Slack mentioned that I was supposed to do this today, so I'm doing this today. Check Instagram. Probably just spell honeycomb in Italian. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I have no idea what that would be like. I don't know. Check Instagram. Yeah, checking Instagram would take... Actually, where's my phone? Ah, there it is. Goulet Pens has them up, huh? Instagram. N-E-N-D-E-R. Honeycomb. No results found. Yeah, I don't know. I'll never find it. Pineder. Pineder! That's what it sounds like. You're right. Pineder. I don't know. Let's go to Goulet right quick. I don't usually think of going to Goulet. Tanya Leganda Balaza Honeycomb. Wow, that's a heck of a name. I haven't really decided if I'm going to get that 3776 Oshino yet. I don't know, what do y'all think of it? It's kind of clear, and that's kind of throwing me off. Like, it's just a demonstrator pen, but... Pineider. Honeycomb, huh? Ah, there it is. Wow, $638. That's the other reason I don't have one. Oh, that looks kind of interesting. Street price miserable of $798. Metal section. That looks fragile fragile AF, as the kids would say. Soft touch magnetic lock cap. That's not great. Magnetic caps never really work out. Oh, elegant packaging includes a sample of Pineider luxury stationery cards and envelopes and 2 bottles of ink. Yeah, all right. I don't know. It looks fine. It looks fine, but it also looks fragile. It's got actual holes mostly in there. That one for the demonstrator pens. That's cool. You don't have to be. Yeah, I don't buy a lot of pens as art, except actually this one I've been treating as an art pen, basically. This is the Ryan Krusak I got in Philadelphia, and honestly, I haven't inked this pen yet. And it's not because I don't think it'll write well, it's just because, darn it, I love looking at this pen, and it just sits on my desk, and I forget to ink it. I am having a Damascus section made, and I think that's going to look pretty dope on this white wood pen. So, yeah, there aren't too many, but I don't really buy art pens. I buy, you know, using pens. Yep, Ryan's a real good dude. His daughters are adorable. Oh, that's the other thing that I got at the show. I got Audrey 2 necklaces from the Zoya line of handmade jewelries by Ryan Krusak's daughters. They are great, and so I like to support them. Do you like pointless demonstrators? You have a cool filling system like a Conid would make a demonstrator. Yeah, I've actually still got a tab open with that Conid with the Conid with the orange ends on it. Or at least I did. Did I get rid of my? Uh-oh. I may have actually accidentally gotten rid of it. Oh no. Well, that means it's not taunting me. There's a Conid that's clear with orange ends and it looks pretty hot. Look at my list with beautiful pens and staining them like it's the cream-colored Pelican. Oof, that sucks. Ryan's daughters are great businesswomen. That's true. Also, his son he's gonna be up there too. He's also making stuff. He's doing like these cool decoupage notebooks, which are neat. I think he sold out of them before I even got to get any. And I was gonna get one in Baltimore, and I just never did. I think he was sold out. But yeah, his daughters are always coming up with like some new scheme, and I like it. I like it. They've also always got like a small business in the works. Good folks. And now his wife is coming to the shows too. Julia's doing, she's repping Von Moose, which are very, very fancy Swiss pens. So definitely check those out. They are pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, yep. Sent out a few. I know he had a few, but I think he sold out of them or something. The only thing he had for sale the last time I went down there was a Zebra Sarasa gel pen. I think he was asking $50,100,000 for it. And I was like, wow, that seems like a lot. I hope you sell it. So 2 notebooks left on Sunday. All right, I must have missed them. Must have missed them. It happens. Oh, you know what? He did have one. But it was like a Superman or something. I didn't care about that, so I didn't get it. Have I seen the Conid's pen for gentlemen? No, I haven't actually. It seems fine. It was made for that like gentleman's fair or something, so I get it. I don't think they're saying only gentlemen can use it. It was made for a specific like show or something. I mean, the gendering of fountain pens is kind of dumb, but I think in that case it was really just made for a show. So, I don't know. Yeah, Superman's not really my jam. He needs to make some cool Marvel ones, and I'm in. I saw one he posted online that had like a cool like Captain America punching a Nazi or something. I was like, yeah, I'll have that, but it was gone, or he didn't bring it or something. I don't know if he ever sold that Zebra pen. Or that Sarasa. No love for Superman? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he probably brought more than one, but I'm not a Superman guy. I don't really do DC. I'm more of a Marvel dude. So, that's cool. These are a couple of, these are just hanging off a light, and reminding me maybe I could show these. These are a pair of chromatographies. One is for Lily from Roaring Klingner, and the other is Jungle Volcano from the Krishna. A couple of interesting ones. Yep. Look for those in an upcoming video soonish. Superman soup is my kryptonite. Get out of here, David. Has your phone not died yet? Hey, Matthew, welcome. Welcome to come in on the end of the show, but welcome. I'm here. All right. It's going to be final call. This is after 5, And I've got a bunch of stuff I got to get done. How she was tortured by alphabet soup as a child and traumatized. I don't think I was. I remember eating cold alphabet soup out of a can on like a canoe camping trip or something back in the day, but you know. Is there a desk stand for the Conan giraffe? And if not, what's the actual point of the pin? It's too large to fit in a pocket. I think you gotta like you attach a strap to it and like just sling it over your shoulder. But yeah, that thing is huge. It's pretty huge, and I think that one's just kind of made for funsies. Bonsoir. Yeah, bonsoir to you as well. So I think it's just kind of too big. I think that's the point. They just wanted to make a ludicrously sized pen, and they did. It's nuts. It's a big pen. I think it needs a floor stand is what it actually needs. You just like set it beside you. Or if you're got a saggy roof or something, you can prop it up with your giant pen. No pins in your pockets. Well, women get the short end of the stick on pockets for sure. Y'all get terrible pockets. I can generally put a bunch of pins in my pocket, but Audrey can't. Women's fashion is dumb. So. Thanks, JJ. Appreciate it. Glad y'all came and hung out. I appreciate the company on a Friday afternoon. It's always good times. Women's pockets suck. Agreed. That is just the truth, unfortunately. And it's something that, as a guy, I don't ever think about because I don't have to wear women's clothes. But then I'll be watching like Project Runway, and people will go nuts because a dress has pockets, and I'm like, yeah, so it's got pockets. Who cares? But anyway, hey, there's a cat trying to get into a closet. Yep, see you later, Feta. Any pen with an ink capacity larger than giraffe? I don't think so. That is a lot. 6 mil is a lot. I think even if you eyedroppered an Ahab, it wouldn't be that big. Quick Scraggles update. Scraggles is doing awesome. She went for a walk today. She was in the height of her glory. It's a nice sunny day, finally. It's a little bit chilly out there. It was, I think, like 45 or something. Yeah, it's like 47 now. It's probably like 45 when I was walking her. She liked it just fine. She doesn't really care. She wears fur. But she was, I think she went back to bed afterwards. So that's what she does. That is what she does. We are considering bringing her to Atlanta, so we'll see how it goes. But there might be a Scraggles appearance at Atlanta. We're hoping so. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, all right. So that's going to be, I'm going to call it there. This has been a fun and productive pen chat. Living the life. Yup. So fun and productive pen chat. Thank you for showing up on this Friday afternoon. Spay and neuter your pets. Think about what you put out in the world and make it a better place. Bexley Empirical could do 5. Oh wow, yeah, that's a big pen. I'm gonna tell Audrey. She's certainly for it. So let's see what the hotel says. They're really the final arbiter. All right, that's it. I'll see you later. Peace out.